I have a question. What does the IRA stand for? Listen to this. On the 16th day of November, 16th day of November of the month of the cross, because it starts with the N letter, to start transferring over things from one side to the other. When you look at this design, it seems to say Northwest 11 Railway. Northwest Rail. Now I look up, it comes out of Kingman, Arizona. They run through Hoover Dam, and the 16th of the 11th month, or 16 plus 2 is 18, 8 and 1 is 9, 8 plus 8 times 1 is 8, 8, 9 is 17, 1 and 7 is 8. Now you were just going to repeat it and repeat it and read it as 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 would be Hoover Dam. Railway is the letter R. The 16th of this month, plus the 2 number instead of 11 makes 18. But if it was 11, it would make 27. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. The R letter, the I and I, Captain Hook, what's going on right now, what's coming out of the dam. 45 days later, after the 16th, is the first day of January, and 45 days later is Valentine's Day. It stands for 102, and it also is the card count. When you add up the Y2K, when you add up the cards from 1 to King, it's 91. But when you put the ace as blackjack for Las Vegas, you got 102. You got 102, plus you got 45. 45 and 102 is 147. The left side of the phone, the left house, the house of 12, the house with the wing, that's us. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 1 times 2 is 5. 3 and 5, 5 and 3. Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam. We have 276 days. 277 days. 277 days. 276 days. 276 is 152. 52 is for man 6. We have 270 days and 5. 275 days of the calendar, 5775. 5375. 1010. Creating 33. 273 days. 290 plus 275, let's say 276. Well, guess what? On the eve of 276, I was born. 276 is 39 weeks, and it's the train station that's on Highway 93. To come into 88 because there's 3 valves. There's a valve here and a valve here and a valve here. I didn't check the rest of the valves, but I did check out near Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam, okay, which is the 31st and 30th president, which makes 61. 6 and 1 is 7 again. We keep going 7. 1 and 6 is 7. Again, 7 and 8, 7 and 8, 7 and 8. And they're the same card. 6, 7, and 8 are all the same card. But if you look down at Hoover Dam, there's 4 generators. I'm going to call them generators or cylinders that are sitting there. And there's a design, a crazy design, just off to the right of the dam. And not only that, when you take Google Maps and bring it right down to the Lake Mead ocean floor, it looks like the films on the starship of the moon. It's the same surface that they show as they show on the moon and Mars. Mars is AR, Earth is AR, angel resident happens to be in both. It's a tin can. They put Earth in a tin can, and when it's a V like this and you put it in, it remarks and it says a K, because the V is here, the sand fills to the top. When you look at it, it's a K. It's the sand that does it. All you have to do is imagine, if it's possible, what it would be. So I went out and I looked at the information, and look, these were triangle, 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 triangle. And I just went in between the triangle, and it says Northwest Rail. So I look up Northwest Rail on the other machine here, and it says Nevada, the 26th smallest town. 26 T 20, 0 equals 6, 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals 20 again. So you're back to Z. So now you count it as 8. So you go 2 times 8, like 28 for time heaven. 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 is 10 and 18. 2 times 16 and 10, 26. Back to the letter Z, ZT, ZT. I like to know what the ZT is all about. Another thing, I have a number. It says 1024. It says 1024. I don't remember where I got it, but there's so many things I'm being shut down and shut down and shut down. I'm trying my best, the best that I can try. You ever see this design? The two jacks? Well, if you turn it sideways, it's number 13 or 31. If you bring it closer, it becomes a B and has a double B. You see the double-breasted B you have? Because God keeps all his Delta angels in front of him. You know what he does behind him? See that D? Well, you got a B with a hat, and it's on the 6 key on this thing. Did you know that A really doesn't exist unless you take the 6 key and press the movement on it, and the 6 key has a hat on it? Now you put the hat on top of the railway system, and it turns into an 8 from an H. H carries 4 and 4, and 1, 3, and 5, which is ace again. 2 times ace, A-C-E ace, A-C-E ace is 273. Now we have a 0. We need to go into the third world. We need the gateway. We put a 7, 277, October 4th, 2014. Why 2014? First of all, it's the first day a child can be born. Why? Because you automatically, it shows you on Hoover Dam, you need 4 corners before you can come into this world. You have to have 4 and 2, and the other side for your brain has to have 4 and 2, so we can balance a silver streak. I hope this video updates. I don't know how much I can take of this anymore, but I'll tell you one thing, I have no choice but to tell them, Matrix, I know you're there. I'm going to go to bed like a good boy. This whole week I'm going to bed like a good boy, so you're going to stick with me because I know you can't stick with me when my mind is tired. You know that? You have to understand the whole thing. The other thing is this. Did I show you this? This is the percentage sign. It's also the fleur-de-lis. It shows you one's up and one's down, but the two worlds are divided and at odds with each other. They're at odds with each other. Odds, have you ever heard that? It's in a song. And also, Chris the Bird, Spanish Train, that's in a song. Because what are they hauling around? Just empty minds. That's it. There's nobody on the train. It's all about the empty mind that brings us here into the body bag that we wear to come into this world, to parade around all we want, then to leave this world, and all we did is want to have fun, to never understand the actual reality of what this world is about, other than to go to church and just listen to what everybody else has to say, other than searching it on our own. And I'm just saying that in general because I have no choice. If I speak general, it'll all be good. The 5 days of the Mayan being unlucky, because 555 is all about the Mayan. So 5 and 5 makes the 10th month, and the first 5 days. So now on the 6th day, you have the E, and the sound of the F is F. So 5 goes with F. Now you're on the 6th day, the Mayan day, the 278, 279, 799 is 63. Creation of the letter R. I call it Reish for heaven because he's got a hat on his head, so he can listen to the two sides. I watched that movie, and if you watch that movie again and watch that movie again, you'll see that at the beginning of the movie, a world passes over his head, because that's exactly what happens. There's somewhere around this world that there's brains. The second egg of the woman, they make brains out of it. Okay, brain food, and they learn how to manipulate your brain by tweaking and hitting, and it's a machine that does this. And it's not that it's not that it's bad or anything, but this is the way this world works. So you can't blame anybody for it. But the manipulation that they partake in, that's a little bit different of a story. And they said Snowden, when they said Mark Snowden, was his name Mark Snowden? It wouldn't matter, because if it snowed in, that means it'd be raining or snowing up on Hoover Dam, down by Boulder Creek on the 16th of November. Some kind of rain or crazy storm on that day, 16th of November. That's what I'm looking at. I'm only telling you this because this is what I'm reading. This is what I saw. Mark Snowden, and all of a sudden the next number tells me I'm in Montreal. Montreal is royal. The song of the ruler. We have the white-faced mountain of the ghost. The ghost is what comes out of the train pipes. When he chews and he comes out, the sound that comes out, when the smoke that comes out, well, that's the white face. Everything that has to do with life, breathing, comes out of your mouth. We fly. We are flying fish because we breathe the air that has water in it, that brings the element, that keeps us alive. It's hard to understand. Maybe I don't explain it right, but I'm going through it as slow as I could. Another thing they say in this is they say Rita. Well, Rita is water, backwards. Everybody knows. But Rita Now we have to go into a song. At the Copacabana, da-da-da-da, and it just rhymes. It also says rot or tor for Taurus. Anyways, we're going to get back. It's 2014. 0, 1, 2, 3 equals 6. 4 equals 10. 1, 2, 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. The same thing. 6 and 6 is 12. You put it onto the D now. You go up to D now, D4 plus the 12. You got 16. One, you have 10, but you have 16. The one spirit of man, 6. God is the number one, right? He's the one brain, the one cell, the one that knows it all. He's the fixer-upper. He's the one that comes in beta 2, and him 1 makes the 3. That's how you make the talus, the thing that goes around your neck. The 4 thrills that hang down is because it has to hang down. It's the same thing as the electric at Hoover Dam. It picks up, you know, the way the dogs put their tails up and the cats put their tails up. Well, this is the same thing except it hangs down. It's tassels. Now I have to start going into it, but I don't want to go there right now. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is all it is. Because after you get 4, once you hit 5, you're in the middle. And that's the clock. 5 is the clock. It's the medallion. You have to jump over the medallion because it looks like a beaver and it's on half the field. The other half of the field seems that, hey, it's not fair. You don't have a beaver hole because it only ends up on our side. The other side is trapped, so they get to play the whole field. So we only start from the 48-yard line. They start from the 52. 52 is the number of man. 48, 4 times 8, 4 plus 8 is the number of space. Spaceman. So 52 and 44 equals 96, and it's the rotation. But man is trapped in the rotation, and he becomes 78, which stands for October, which stands for 5 and 6, which again is the F letter. It comes to say spirit angel of man, and he becomes the 11, and then he becomes, when you reduce it some more, he becomes part 3 of creation. Another thing is 18201, main engine steam. Einstein St. O. Locomotive works. Water works. Keebler cookies. I don't know what's in a tree. This is the tail. I'm just throwing you. Took me looking for railway and graph. Come ride the ghost train of the dangle or of the danger. And on this side here it says dam. But at the same time, there's a place that says the horses are on the road. The horses, the steam engine, the horses, the horsepower. Horses are named in everything. And all of a sudden, the horses have the big nostrils. And those big nostrils, just 2 of them, they're big enough to blow out on all 2 sides and blow the dam right down. The nostrils of a horse, where the water goes in. You can lead a horse to water, but you know what? There must be a reason why you can't make him drink. First of all, he probably doesn't even know that he's there. The other thing that was in the thing from, oh boy, the name of the thing is called, I'm going to tell you that in a minute. There's a number here. It's 2311344421. 21 is the cube, 44 is the space, 3 is the creation, 11 is spiritual angel and man, and 2 and 3 is what created spirit angel and man. So it's all 5s. It's all 5s. 5, 2, 5, 4, 4, 4, 2, 1. And 2, 1 can be turned into a 5, and it also ends with 4, 2, 1, which means the spirit of the cat house. Now, I've done a lot of manipulation to it. I've done a lot of manipulation. They had the yin and the yang. They showed 5 after 1. 5, what does 5 mean? 5 is midfield. 5 can be 11 and 1. That means we have 45 degrees and 45 degrees. This is only showing one side. When it says, be ready. Now, I made a mistake without putting the A in there, but if you turn it upside down and this way, somehow we have some guy with his mouth on the T. T-L. Another thing I wanted to show you. This highway is over there, and it showed up in my work. This is one way of the calculator of the telephone. This is one way, let me see, of the calculator. 3, 5, and 7 go up. Starts 3 on the bottom, 5 and 7. 7 goes up. You know why? Because 7 is that seventh gate. It has not, the 7 goes up. It's one circle 7. You come into one world, and all of a sudden, number 8 comes. He goes right next to 7, and it looks like 8, 8. And then if it's on a triangle, it looks like 8, 8, 8. I also did the numbers for this, and the numbers that came up from this number here was 7, 2 makes 9. It made actually 19, 19, and 19. But it made 9, 5, 5, 5. That's 9, 5, 5, 5 equals 125 times 9 equals 900, and 225 equals 1125. 1125. And I think a right angle, I'm not sure, I think this right angle is 1125, but it equals 36, creation of man, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1.125, which is the Mayan 5th of May. There's a lot of numbers I did. Then they show you a plug. Well, is it a plug? Look, 2 sticking out, it's 11. 2 and 1 is what they're trying to show you. Then they showed a jagged edge. Well, the jagged edge, if you put it down this way, you're actually cutting across all 3 sites. There's your jagged edge, would be right in here. I'm trying to see what else there is. So this is something that came out of NIBIRU countdown. And then there was Snowden. And here in Montreal, the number in Montreal of Quebec is 53. It also says KISS, front and back. And the same thing that comes out of this thing, it says front and back. It says 1024, which says JX. It also says 10, replace the 0 with an 8, because you have 4 numbers. So you have all 3 worlds. So now you're going to put 8 at the 0 spot. So you would get 1824. Once you get 1824, 18 and 24 is 42. That's exactly what the Mayans are talking about. That's an 1814, 1824. At the same time, 10 plus 24 equals 34. Mars, which is the tin can, and your mind. 34 equals to 19, man on the moon. Man on the moon, the closest spot you can get to the moon is Nevada, Highway 93, and something's coming down. Something's coming down. Another thing I wanted to show you about the octagon world we're in. This is it. The spread out of the train. Here's the second part of 8, but it's also an octagon finished. This is the spread out of the 8. This shows you your alpha omega if you really want to. You really want to show it. This would be your digital clock down in Nevada counting time. They never sleep. Yucca is where it is. 688. 8 times 8 is 64. Times 6 is 360 is 384. And in a leap year, that's the Hebrew 384 days for a leap year. And not only that, but the Hebrew regular year is apparently 353. I'm not sure because I don't know, but I did hear that was the number. 353, 3 times 15, 3 plus 15 is 8. And 15 is 23. Again, another 11. 600, the zeros, because it's only 3 worlds, you can put 6 and 6. 6 world to 6 world to 6 world. You've got 666 in Yucatan. And now they're supposed to be saying, hey, Yucatan, isn't that, where is that, in Mexico or whatever? Well, I found this name all the way in Nevada. Now, even if I'm wrong, just because I found the name, it all makes sense. 688 or 868, it doesn't matter which way it is because it'll work out, because you can use it both ways. But McDonald's Monopoly money, 500, 600, 650, 670, 680, 685, 686, 68 and 6, 20, T, 20. 0 becomes 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 plus 8 is 10. You have now 26, but you had the 0, so you're now going to add 6 or 8. So 26 and 8 is 34, and we go back right to man on the moon one more time, because something down in Nevada is how everything is ticking. Oh yes, the numbers for 1024, it says bad J, bad 10. You're a bad 10. J is J, and then on the other one it says JX. 10, 24 equals 34. Again, man on the moon. This one's a 0, add 6, 24 becomes 30 creation, the 0 becomes 36 creation, and then again, 6 by 3, 6 plus 3 is 9 and 18 is 27. 9 and 18, 9, 1, and 8. How did we begin this? The 1 jumped on the 7 and made it an 8. The 2 jumped on the 7 and made it a 9. Why? It's all about the piano. The piano center C is all about 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And when you get to the end of this, it gives you a whole number and it tells you a little bit about what the piano notes and how they work. Okay? So you get, I'm almost finished doing the code on this. Now then what I would do is I multiply all the numbers by 3 or 4. Then I put them into a box of 36 and then I add them all up. Even pi, the same thing. Pi, the first couple of numbers, 3.14, bring it into the 7 world, bring it into the 10 world, bring it into the 13 world, bring it into the 14 world, because that's what the Mayan showed us, and do it that way. And then when you do it, if you want to do it to the singular number, multiply it by 3 and then multiply it by 4. Anytime you multiply a number by 3 and bring it to the single digit, your answer will always be one of 3 things, because it's only one of 3 things you get into this world: Earth, Saturn, or Pluto. ESP. ESP is 5, 7, 7. Trying to think where I was. So yes, it was on pi. So if we take pi now and multiply the first 8 numbers, 3 times 1 equals 3. Next number is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Next number is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Next number is 5. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 and 6 work good together. It's the creation. 3, 3, 3 makes you 27. You make the creation of your angel resident. IRA, International Revenue Association. It's the iRobotic angel. The USA is the Universal State Angel Submission. It's different regulatory bases that come into this world and they pick and choose whatever they want to run with. I really haven't delved into it yet, so I just say it the way I see it off the top. So then we had this piece of pi, and we did number 5. And after 3.1415, we have a 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9. Then we have a 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Then we have a 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Then we have a 5. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So now check it all back and see what you got, because all you got is 3, 6, 9. And when I'm done, I'm going to multiply it by 4. And when I'm done, I'm going to put it into a packet that'll take up a stage of 36 numbers, 4 per box. And I have to do it for 1,500 numbers. But before I even reach 1,500 numbers, the cycle will already be broken. Why will it be broken? Because when you have 3 numbers, there's only so many combinations you can put inside the cat house. I'm just trying to figure whether or not I have to jump over the 5 position. Another thing, the unlucky days in the Mayan history, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, well, if you're down by the horse races and it's all about the penicillin that's in our blood, it's all about the copper that they're using for our brains to somehow, they need copper because it doesn't, you know, this is mercury and it just doesn't stick to the penny, it just keeps falling off. And so we did this, we did that. And the piano, the way to do the piano is you go A, B, C, jump, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, jump, E, F, G, A, jump, B, C, D, E, jump, and you keep on doing that until the cycle repeats and you get a certain number that's going to tell you a story. And if you want at the same time, you can also multiply those by 3 or 4. If you even want, you can multiply them by the 7th gate. But the best way to bring everything back to the triangular form, back in your mind, is multiply it by 3. Delta, D, is the first time you get into the second row of your telephone, right? Well, that's four numbers. 414, the 9 card, 414. Everything's got four corners. Without four corners, you have no balance. It's a four corners that you don't see. We're standing up on two legs, right? Put us in a box, put us 6 feet down, 2 feet go up, we still have 40. And the four we have to go that keeps turning round and round is Rubik's Cube. Because every time you turn Rubik's Cube, you're turning 4 through 2, 4 through 2 in the center. I'm not talking about turning the ends, because you're turning the ends, you're turning only your world. But you turn the center, you turn everybody's world, and everybody twists its mind. So every decision you make is based on whatever you choose, but you might not choose the right decision, and you're going to screw up somebody else's world, because this is a world of fate. Fate, ate, all about what you ate, and the word, and the number, and everything else that goes along with it. A 44, open the door, cross your legs. Can't say that. Yeah, so when you go to the horse racing, you get 1, 2, 3, and the fourth horse, they now have a new thing, a new race for the fourth horse, and they can put them into a superfecta. So now what happens? Strings and things and things and strings and strings and things, because when you're on top of the horse and you don't have any salt, because salt in French is a saddle, so you're on top of the horse and you ain't got any salt, you grab onto the mane. Einstein. Same with this train system. It's got Einstein's numbers all over it. The horse has got a tail. Guy in the back, tail goes right into his face. He'll always know what the horse is thinking because he's got a tail in his face. So he's holding on to the strings and things. And one of the strings and things that he throws back at the horse is a whip. And he says, forward with you. And the horse don't really know where he's going, so lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink because his nose and nostrils are there to breathe, to the separation of the two sides, for the mustache that we wear in November, because we have two sides to us. And we split this over here. And this goes on this side and brings in, and this goes on this side. Now what you do is you take your mustache, you go to the roulette table, and you put your mustache like this. Because you have 30, 60, 90. When you move, when you move on the roulette table, I'm not sure if there's 5 or 4 squares, but when you move the diameter all the way over, you're only moving 3 parts. You're not moving 12. In Rubik's Cube, it's 12. So if you only move 3, you move 90. Times 4 is the 360 degrees. Your mustache covers 1 row and 2 rows to bet. And the reason it covers 1 and 2 rows because the chip can't go to the other side. You can bet one at a time, 35 to 1. The number of Hoover Dam, and Hoover Dam's number 38. Hoover Dam's 38. Long count, short count, 38, 83, 121, 11, 11. At the same time, gold and the club, the hat that we wear. You know that club we wear? Well, that hat is also 38. 38 and 38 is 76. And that club seems to be a bad club. And that must be the nav, because that's what's on top of our head right now, blocking us from being able to communicate on a higher level. And I wouldn't even be able to know what it is because I've never been there before. Has anybody ever seen this? See, what is it, a cow? You sure it's a cow? Take a good look. You see what it is? It's a bird. But look. Oh no. Oh no. Look, it's a little man. It's a little man. How did he do that? He was in disguise. In disguise. In the skies. Celestial convergence. When I went to look for the trains, it sent me over to celestial convergence, what happened last year, that they were getting together for something, and it was all about a train crash. Do you know that it's the loneliest place, number 50? That's what they said about the train. It's the loneliest place, number 50. That was pretty weird, because that's what it's all about. The medallion is located in Las Vegas, and they play with all kinds of medallions. May, October 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 274, 275, 276, 277 would be the child that is born. I did a thing on Halloween that it was the 304th day of the year. Well, automatically, 0 is there, put a 6 for man, because it's his man, his face. So you put a 6, and all of a sudden it's 364. 28 days, 13 moons, 364 days. What's left over is 1.25 days, 30 hours, 30 hours, which is 1.25, 1.125 days. 1.25 multiplied by the 72 that it took to get here brings you up to 360 degrees. And 360 degrees, if it's calculated by the man on the moon, he has to take at least one coin to be able to get there. So 19 by 19 equals 361. 9 and 10 card. The 9 and the 10 card. Even at the horse races, for some crazy reason, they have this on the finish line. And then they show this, and everybody knows this is water. Something to do with horses and water, and I do not know because horses don't fly. Unless Pegasus flies in the sky, then she's actually riding the waterways because everything we do has water in it, unless it's dried out and smoking back at us in the fire. The other thing I come up with what's going to happen is the Galaga. 7-1, 7-1, 7-1, 1-3-1, 1-3-1. This is all about the first world coming back here, my friend. 7-3 is on the talus. That's NIBIRU. NIBIRU, ruby. Ruby in the sky. Diamond in the sky. Wilhelm. Wilhelm of the sky is it because of Rubik's Cube. Free the myth of Lazarus. Lazarus. The Da Vinci Code. What did Lazarus have to say? Lazarus, free the myth of Lazarus. Coincidental that 10 years ago I should do this and today I vision it? Well, it's when you walk over the same pile each time, it doesn't smell, or you learn to understand the stink. So if you notice, it had the ball, the egg at the top, the crystal ball. I'm going to try and see what else I have. Yes, here's another number. 281 is a strip club. 2 times 81, this is Venus. 228 is time heaven. 9 times 9 is 81. 81 is 10 days before the 90th day of the year. April 19th, if I'm correct. What happened on April 19th? I'm sorry. I don't want to miss anything. There's so much. I don't want to miss. I just don't want to miss. I don't want to miss. I mean, there's so many things. I'm going to get back to that in a second. You see that? There's 4 places to get. There's 4 places to enter. There's 4 places to enter, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guards that are holding the sticks, just like in Alice in Wonderland. Which these 2 here is Venus and Neptune. This one here would be Mars, and this one over here would be Saturn, because Saturn is what makes it turn around. When you have one of these, okay, the Y to come into the world, the Mercedes Y, 120, 120, 120, add up 1 to 15, it equals 120. 120 is 15 balls, and that's what we play with. 15 balls, we have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. When you cross this, it's an X. When you cross this, it's an X. When you cross this, it's an X. What do you get over here? You get a V1, which is 23, number 23. You get X, X, X is number 72. 2 and 7 is 9. 2 by 7 is 14, and 9 is 23. It says win big. At the same time, we can use this to get in. Here comes the sun at 50. I don't remember what that was about. You ever see this in McDonald's? The smiley face? Well, cut it off. It's half a jack. Okay, so what didn't I show you? Oh, yeah, I was showing you this number. So this number can say 18, 28. 28 is time heaven. 18 is Raish. It's you. It's A and H, or A, H, and R. And it totals 27. And totals 27 and 81, 91, 101, 108, which is 2 54s, which is 2 suns, 2 different kinds of sun. And at the same time, when you have 3 cubes, you have the in-between. So 108 becomes 110 and 111, and it is the attachment between the worlds on 16 and 19 and 17 and 20 and 18 and 21, which makes 35, 37, 39, and it totals 111. Top floor of the Twin Towers. And since you split the middle world between 2 worlds, the center where the entrance is of 50 is number 5, is number 14, is number 23, is number 32. When you add them up, that's 74 times 1.5. It equals 111. 1.5 is 15, which is A and E, and it's the egg to be born. 15 in between is 2, 3, 4, and that's the jailhouse. So this is Galaga. A few years ago, I was doing something on a place called Laval, and I came up with Galaga. Now they have us thinking of Rodin and Snowden. A rodent. Mark, rodent. He's a rodent. That means he's no good to them, or he's actually two-faced. And what he's putting on right now is a big act. So he should have been out of Russia, and the whole story stinks anyways. This is the code. Look up this number. When you look up this number, you'll find something. 2311344421. So what are we going to do? 6, 9, 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, 6, 3. 6, 9, 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, 6, 3. That's what these numbers are telling you. 3244 means the back way. Instead of 23, it's 32. 5. 32. 5. 41 is 5. AD. A1. D4. 1 and 4 is the letter N. It says and DNA. Chromosomes and everything else we're going to get out of this. When you add up everything, 3, 2, 5, 5. Now when we go over here, we put a 2, 5. Over here we put a 1, 5. Over here we put a 1, 5. Over here we put a 3, 5. Over here we put a 4, 5. So these are just different ways of building up the levels to understand the equation a little different. I did miss a lot. I mentioned a little bit about the piano. Did I mention the Einstein? Did I mention this? I'm not sure. EIN, in generation. Steam, saint, ST in Einstein. EIN, ST, EIN. EMA, mother. Einstein, saint. And then they have the locomotion, the waterworks, Keebler cookies. And look, keel rail. Keel rail. What does it mean to kill the rail? To kill, to derail. Number 53. Number 38, I told you already, is Herbert Hoover Dam. I wanted to show you another thing, which most people don't notice. Here's the egg inside. Here's this, but I got it on my side. You take the pool ball and you cut the top off. Then it's striped. So if it's striped, it looks like that. There's a piece of stripe this side and this side. But where's the other one? You see what's in the center here? That's an observatory for the space network. That's how they control it from the ground. And these little huts, they control the stars that move, and every element of the energy is moved by them. They don't control the whole thing. They do not own it. They own what they have created in their own. I looked at this and I said, Nevada, Northwest Rail. So that's why I did that. Oh, the other thing, there was a train. When I looked up Hoover Dam, there was a train with explosives on it. Right now. Colorado River is the river that comes right by. The mountains of up and down. The place, there's so many things that are connecting. Color of a doe. What does it mean, a doe? A child. The color of a doe. Doe, a deer, a female deer. A doe is what's the color of money? Green. 6 ball and 14. The cross and man equaling to 20. Then equaling to 26 or 28. But they equal to both of them anyways. So you put them together from two different groups, you get 54. And that's the sun. And then I saw a license plate today that I already had 3 of them. 289. 289 is 19, connecting to the moon of the birth spirit of the 8 heaven. Oh, look. Have you ever seen this? These are little birdies. They fly. Not in this world. We can't see them. But I've seen them already in different TV shows. And you press on that button, and it'll give you your vision for the day. Like it'll go, zip. Oh, hello, how you doing? Anyways, there's something else that was an N graph. Looking for railway of N graph, EN, the ghost train of old Nevada, and it says pin the train, pin the train. Now, what else is there? What else is there? 44 times 44, 1936. What happened? 43 times 47 is the period we're in right now. 43 by 47, 2021. We're 6 years behind. I mean, 6 years behind. So it's actually 2019 right now. So here with 0, you can put a 6 or an 8. But there's 4 numbers, like I said before, you put an 8. 28 and 21 is 49. That's green. And it's eternal, and it means 8. If you put 6, it's 26. And 21 equals 47. And that equals to time, and it equals to 88, which are the initials for the word and name of 88. But the French say everything as cat, which means the cat, 80, 80, 420. 1 reactor, 2 reactor, 3 reactor, 4 reactor. 4 reactors, 2, 4, 6, 8, because it's the crossing that they steal this information, and you get 80. Then you get 8. In one world it's 8, in the other world it's 6. So you get 88 in one, 86 in the other. The total, '86 is number 5. I'm breaking it down only once. 88 is number 7. If I multiply it and add it, 8 by 6 is 48. 48 and 14 is 62, equals 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8 is 16, equals 76. So that'll equal 4, and that'll equal 8. But I have to do that again. 1 equals 4, 1 equals 8. But the numbers anyway come back to equal 44. Well, once you play with it a little bit more, you come up with the Phoenix. I don't know if it's the Phoenix Coyotes or the Phoenix, or what Phoenix it is, but it says pharmaceuticals med. Almost like saying the Mediterranean is full of pharmaceuticals. And New Zealand and the zebras and the kangaroos underneath the Baltic, only because Baltic, okay, a ball that ticks, tick-tock, up, the cat plays with the ball, the seal plays with the ball, the Navy SEAL. The blue ball, we play with the ball ticks. The ball ticks because it's a time bomb, and it's ready to go off. The Baltic is an area everybody knows in Asia, and everybody knows what's going on over there. The Baltic is tick-tock, the clock is moving. Now, I'm not studying any more in this. I don't know what I missed out. I didn't mention to you, this is the football field. See the book I opened? This is the Monopoly game where in between all the squares it tells you another story. But this over here, okay, you open 16 yards to the left and 16 to the right, and then over here you'll only have 34 yards left, and it equals to 19, man on the moon, and here it equals 19, man on the moon. There is other things you can do with it, okay? This over here, is this what I wanted to say? So yeah, you would start off, I'm not going to get into it, but you have the red line of 20. So since you have the red line at 20, you automatically you have to go 14. You have the cross on your back, right? So now at 14 and 20 gives you to the 34. I mean the egg, sorry. You have the egg, it brings you to the 35. And now you have to pay 1 price for the spirit, the football. You have to move back a yard. So from the 35, you go to the 34. 35 and 34 is 69. 6 and 9 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So this is your football field. 10 yards in the end zone. 20 yards is 30. Plus 15 is 45. Add up 1 to 9, it equals 45, and you've got all the marbles you need. Now we need a few extra for this world. At the same time, you see this 51-yard line? 7 times 7 is 49. You know what I'm saying? When you get it to the 50 and you put the ball down, you move back. One place is you're both actually one behind, but 7 times 7 brings you to the 49. Only because you can step out and onto the field. But you actually play 6 times 8 because the expression and odds of 6 and 8 are 7 and 6. 32-yard backdoor entry. Monopoly, 11 up, 11 sideways. 18, 18, 36 this way, 18, 18, 36. You get 72 by 11, 11 in 2 different directions, and you get 4, 4, 4, and 4 in all the corners. 44, 4, 4, 4 by 4 is 16, by 4 is 64, by 4 by 64 is 256, 2, 5 equals 7 and 6 equals 13, and now you have bar mitzvah as a man. 9th arrow, 88. Hoover, I'm trying to think. Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't show you this, right. You see, when we added this up, it became 1, 7, and 4, and that's the left gates at Hoover Dam. That's the one spirit of the 7th gate, that the delta that we came in through. They want to like take that down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ever watch Bugs Bunny? Turn on Bugs Bunny and watch what they do to Hoover Dam. You know what I'm saying? Same thing over here. 8 and 6 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 8, or 8 and 5. Is that what it says here? 8 and 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7, 5. 5 and 7 is 12 is 3. 5 and 7 is 12 is 3. 7 and 7 is 14 is 5. 3, 5, 3. And that's the number of days in the Hebrew New Year. Again, we're going to talk about this is 1776 into the 10-10 formation. We get the same number. If we take this number of the Hebrew time and multiply it by 13 moons, we end up with 75,057. But we'll put 75.8. Oh my God, that's what it is, eh? We'll put 75.8 because 85.58 is the silver matrix. What happens is the 5 coin medallion stays in the center, and the 8 goes on top, and the 8 goes below, because you're always connected with the H. With what the H looks like, its design, it always helps you to pass over the threshold. Okay? And another thing I'm thinking about is that every time you sleep every night, your mind goes back to Hoover Dam or some other place in the world. There's more than one, obviously. And it goes to Hoover Dam, and that's where your dreams come from. So that's what I'm thinking. So now I would have to break down the dreams over parts in different parts of the world according to highways, road signs, and games, hockey, baseball, cards, presidents, letters in the alphabets, multiplying it by 3, 4, 7, putting it into a case of 36, adding up all the ways on each side, because you can't add up in the center. The 5, you can't go through the side. You want to go through the side, you have to pass a special way, because in the waterways, this is what happens. There's a certain way to pass through the center. You come up to here, and you can go this way or this way. You just can't go through the center any way you want. You put this down, there's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 ways to do it, and this will let you go. Plus, you have one piece of the pie that's covering. See, 1, 2, there's only 3 parts of pie, 120 degrees opening, like the pool table, 15 balls, 1 to 15 equals to 120. Now, if you plus 1 plus 15 equals to 1 is 16, and 116 is A all the way to 16 equals to 136, and the 136 are the 613 laws of Moses of the 6 yards and the 6 points and the 3 points and the 1 point in football. And there's a whole lot more I left out. We're going to finish the piano tomorrow. If this works, hallelujah. If this works, hallelujah. If this works, hallelujah. Because I need to exalt. I cannot keep inside my mind if I think I know something or I have to speak. You must exalt yourself to relax the mind. You must feel free. You must feel free and good. You must not have any enemies. And if you have enemies, you hope them the best. You cannot cause to have any enemies, because whatever you do to cause, it takes away from the fate of the percentage of what you are allowed to work with. When you're playing all these video games and you get weak, it's the same thing. You get weak from thinking. When people start pushing you around, you start to become weak. This whole world is a setup according to my vision. Yes, even Harlem, 100%. That was part of the Einstein theory to set that up. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. There's a chance I may have missed a lot. So anyways, I did want to say one more thing. Is that this here, okay, is a total of 100. No, it was this over here. Inside here, there are, oh, excuse me, that, yeah, okay. Inside here, there are 81 positions left open. How many did we use? 4 by 4 is 16. 4 by 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 4 ends up saying the phoenix again. That's why we got the phoenix. 18, 36, 72, and 16. 88. 88 around the monopoly to go corner to corner. But if you move on the inside, because there's 2 levels of each one, it's 40. 40 is on the inside, 48 on the outside, 88. 40 equals to 8 because it's a 0 or a 7, so you get 8. So 40 becomes 48 because it's a 0. And let me find this picture here. 5, 6, and you get to go green. You get to go green life in Monopoly. Okay, it's the 8th position. It's Vermont Avenue. There means to go towards the mountain, to go towards the blue mountain. Looks like blue, royal blue, a very light royal blue. It's with Oriental in Connecticut. V-E-R. Okay, it also says Rev, which means to dream. And the price is $100, 1010. 100 plus 00 is 188. Because of the price, you get 188. Why 188? Because they both have to have it. You have to have a 9 card. One is the setting of the center of the 9 card to give you the heart to come into the world. Number 50. And they mentioned that about one of the trains. They said this train is number 50. Out of nowhere. Like I'm watching this thing and this train is out of 50. So we have the Baltic. Baltic is number 43. 41, 43, 88 by 47 is 36, 41, or 41, 36. 41 and 36 is 77. 4 and 1 is 5. 3 and 6 is 9. The Einstein theory of VIIO. Which else and where else and what else and so many numbers. And you know what's funny about 44 times 44? Because it's supposed to be read both ways. There's a fix. You can't change 1,000 until you change the day you're born. Okay? Because that'll be another world, 1,000. Put a comma, a dot, your separation. But it says 936. Well, that's the year I was born. 19 was the actual month I was born. And 13 creating 4 delta, and it's all about 4, and that's the day I was born. 2.5 times 4 equals the 10th month. 6 and 3 and 1 is the letter P, and it is one leg off the P before you make the R. And after the P, the Q is not there. They took the Q out and they put the Q on number 1. The Q is the 17th letter. 1 and 7 is 8. They also took the Z out at the end. 2 and 6 is 8. Inside the position of number 7, it used to be a total count of 70, which was Reish Angel. Now it's 53. 5 and 3 is 8. Now they put these letters from the 7th position. Oh, and there were 4, right? You need 4. That's why 7 times 9 is 63. Man is born. He needs 4. He needs his mustache. But they took it away and they put it in number 1 now. Now number 1 has this Z26. And is that what they had? Z26, IROC? Number 1 has Z26 and Q17. 26 and 17 is 43. Baltic and Barack Obama again. Why? Because we're all in hot water, because we're not in the right presidency. The right presidency would be Barack Obama, the 43rd president of the United States, while Herbert Hoover and Grover Cleveland have a little change to make up, because Grover Cleveland played the 22nd and the 24th role. Beta, beta. And then he came in to play Mars. Played in our heads, played in our minds, played in the field. It was a minefield. He blew my mind away. So now the value of the 7 key is 53, plus the 7 on the key is 60, plus 6 or plus 8, you got 68. Spirit of 76, because 6 is a reversal of 8. 3 and 3 is 6 on the dice. The reversal is 8. 4 and 4, the reversal is 3 and 3. If we go 72, 86 minus 88 times 47, which is 4136, we get 0, 1, 3, 3. Where do we get that? Silence in the night. Where in the world did I mark it? Just give me a second. Here. You see where it says Rita? Rita? Well, this says earth, and this says water. It says water, earth, electric. That's what it says. Watts. Hey, Watson. 33, 10 becomes what? 8? So it'll be 3, 3, 9. Put 6 here. This will be 7. This will be 6. Put 8 here. This will be 18. This will turn into 1 times 8. What plus 8 equals 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. Now you'll have 3, 3, 8. This is short line, and it's a short line to get over Herbert Hoover. 41 is to get onto the other side. It's Monopoly Go. The Monopoly Go is the Mediterranean and the Baltic. So the question is, what has to represent those numbers? The last but not least, if I don't forget to say this, is this over here. God started with the hole. Where did he get the hole? Well, here's a hole, here's a hole. He started with the O, but he started with a hard hat. It was a half a O, so he flipped over the hat, he got a whole O. And once you got a whole O, you can pass through the passage. All you got to do is put one of these sticks up on here, and it'll be the 4 stick. They'll put the 4 stick right up on here, and all these numbers can jump in. 1 jumps into 2, creating 3. 3 jumps into 4, and then they all jump in. Man comes together as 7. 2014, 2013. The total here is 10 plus 8, and it equals to 9 or 6. But if you're coming out of it, then all you want is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 10, 12, 24, 24, 24. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 and 8 is 14. 14 is the cross into the world. It means you have to open up the dam. See, the dam is closed, right? Now you got to open it up and hold it open with something so she doesn't close. So you do the talisman and the Chinese. What do they do? Those little eggs that they throw, Pokemon, and those Pokemon come out of this world, and it's hard to explain. But I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to try to finish it off tomorrow. Today I saw something really weird at McDonald's, but at 6:21 I'm going for breakfast. Do you think that's a normal? Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Did I ever show you this? This is the McDonald's sign. It looks like a bird or a beaver holding up one side and 2 sides, ready to go, 1 and 1 with 1 in the center giving directive. Here comes the sun. 50 is 54 or 56. 48 and 6. 48 and 8. Because 48 is a representation of space, which creates 44 from 48, but 48 is on the outside, just like the Monopoly game. See, in the Monopoly game, here's part of the piano trick. And I'm not done yet. I just want to show you something in the piano game. Here's the 3 worlds. That's what she is. You see the 2 worlds? There's no stomach. You're going to get built out of it. There's nothing inside. Hoover Dam. I've got a whole lot more to do tomorrow. So I just need to do, oh, here's the levels that we move. We have to go 1, 2, 3, skip, 1, 2, 3, skip, 1, 2, 3, skip. There's always some kind of skip we got to do. Another thing is, here again, Hoover Dam. See that thing there? You see the C? Because it's holding up. It may come out round the water, but it's being held up by other elements. And you see the two signs over here? You can see the two Mercedes signs. Well, that's a coin. The size of that coin that goes in there, it's the cube for Rubik's. And inside the Rubik's cube, that's a valve, and it sends the waters in different directions. And then this part over here is how you can make different letters in different shapes, what you could and can't do. And look at this one here. See the bell? You can see inside of it. It's like a bell. Ding dong, the witch is here. The witch is here. Yellow, white. Yellow and white, both gold. Horses, pool, hockey, team sports, programs, autoroutes, highways, major cities, pharmaceutical elements, states, countries, oceans, lakes, horses, post parades, famous people, zoos, and famous whatever. But anyways, let me get back to the other thing. Herbert Hoover Dam, Highway 93 and 88 equals 181. And that stands for Venus again. Here, this is one of the reasons. See this? Every time you move a square, we had 8, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you see it closer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you have 1, 2, 3. And then in this one you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this one, you see you had 3, 5. Remember 3, 5? So we're about here is where we are. And then you go to here and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will be 81. So this is the perimeter of Venus. And we're sitting over here because the number of Hoover Dam is right here. And this is the coin. This is the fall coin. Will it snow? Will there be a snowstorm? And don't forget, you sell something, you market things, you saddle up, saddles and cells and cells and prison cells. And when you go to the washroom, cells come out and you pee them. You take your tests with them. Anyways, we did that thing, remember, with Venus, that November 16th is the second day of Valentine's Day. And it represents 102 Blackjack. Blackjack, Las Vegas, Valentine's Day, next week. And one more thing I wanted to show is this. This is the manana. But when they put the two together, this is what we have. And now we have the hourglass of your life. One side and the other side. Something special, D7G, this is Uranus. Sir Anise, sounds like a nice steak to me. Sure, Rust, R-U-S-T. NIBIRU, again, we didn't do much of it, but it's definitely in there. In R-U-S-T, what it happens, it's a 7th inning stretch, and S-T is the saint that was first or best or last, that had a spirit, or it was in the doghouse, so they gave you a T, but the T was split by 2. H2, H2 valves, O, because of the O, and Hoover Dam is the reason for H2O even existing at all. So what else can I show you on this? Mercury, 103, Earth and Mars equal 103. That means Mercury and Venus create Earth and Mars. EA and Earth, Mars, AR, AR. TH, time heaven, S, spirit heaven. D5E, Jupiter. CHOU, Urantia, Pi, 136, the laws and regulations of the game, 6, 1, and 3. And that also has something to do with time. And then you have Saturn. Now what you also have to do is say, take this against this and check which letters go and which letters don't. And again, multiply them by 3, the long count. Like Mercury, the long count is 103, but the short count is 4, 9, 10, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 33, 34, 35, 40. Wow, it's exactly 40. So now automatically I can put it to 48. And that's the 48 angels before it even began. A plus H is 9, family of A. Now you have J, Jack, which is 10, family of angels of 9. Now you have 19. You see the number 19, man on the moon? You didn't go past it with the first 3 angels. Now you get K, which gives you the 30. And now you get R18, gives you the 48. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8. It's 32 and 12, 44. Now what you also have to do is when you get 48 or 84, 84th TH, 48th TH, that's okay. What you have to do is, I'm thinking, 48, 48. You multiply, oh, if you add them together, they equal 3 and 3 for creation. But I'm not sure where I just got this piece from. Why did we get 84 and 48? Oh, this is what happens. 48, 8 by 4, whatever it is, it gives you 44, and 44 gives you the phoenix. 44 plus 48 is 92, and that's the yellow B, because the pi of the pi of the fleur-de-lis is the size of the football. It handles your fingers from 1 to 9. It doesn't go to the end, so you put blocks on the end. You stand it up, it can stand on its own. You lie it down the long way, it's an H. You stand it up the highway, it's an I. You stand it up the highway. Up the highway with the eye in the sky. So you have the football, and the reason the reason for this is because um, 1 and 9 in pool are both under 10, and they're both yellow, so that means they connect. So that means you can stretch out your finger. I find anything that I do, this is not me saying, oh, I'm mathematics, let me figure it out. I don't know. That ain't me. I write 1,000 different pieces of paper every single day, trying to figure out what fits where, whether it does. And once you know it really does fit, it gets a lot more easier because you stop doubting yourself and just you're not into the doubt. You're into, okay, what do I have to find next? Raphael 7286 from the constellation of Pegasus. I did want to show you one more thing. See D7G? Okay, 7 is a G, but 7, okay, comes with 1 and 6, which is P. 7 comes with the Y, so you can say dig. 7, you understand? With the Y, divide, put the Y here, and you cross over. It helps you. If there's nothing in between D and G, see, I learn things all the time. If there's nothing between D and G, you make a system and you'd end up with this, okay, which I'm not going to exactly say what it is, but you put it on here, you put the top on this, Urantia world goes on top of this, and you have the iRobot. Here's his eye, here's his mouth, because what happens is this part, this U here, okay, in Urantia world, because everything is this way, right, and this way. So every time you do that, you're going to create chevrons. I mean, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you. Everybody asks me, what's the fleur-de-lis? Here's your fleur-de-lis. Here's the 2 eggs. They're going round and round. One is meeting the other one. They're following us all the time. They don't know 100% of what we're doing, but they know. 35 is the number at Quebec. 53. 17 and 17 is 34, which represents the 19th moon. We saw already that when you put the jack sideways, it's a 3, and here's your 1, and here's your B, and here's your D. D, B, 3. D, B, E, 3. 2014, Raphael 7286. You know what? Maybe it is good to like me. I need that energy. I need MESSE, I need that energy. I'm going to try and open up my own website somewhere and get us together, and I'm going to take pictures of everything, put the pictures on of everything I write. Once I know everybody's out there, I'm going to go, whoa, everybody else can see the same thing now if they're interested at all, and if they are interested at all and can see the same thing, I can relax a little bit, maybe I'll get some sleep. But October of every single year, I am with power, because that 0 for the 10th month is the energy we need. O, and O, and O is the water to go, go, go. And it is exactly 1 hour and 10 minutes. And that's it. We're not going to talk what happened in New York many years ago. On the 7th building, somebody was in that 7th building. They spoke a foreign language, and it was, I think, French. And they walked through the buildings. They met in building 7, and building 7 is when everything went down. So if you can look at the cell phones of what happened back then at a certain time, within a certain amount of time before it, you can actually find out who actually made a phone call into where. And you will know if they did call Hoover Dam because they needed that lightning bolt to come in, then you know. Raphael 7286, and the constellation of Pegasus. I hope this works. Thank you for watching. All questions welcome. I don't have anything against anybody. Say as you wish. Thank you. Because this is all in the hours of love. It's all about love, which means the connection, the revelation between two. If you go out, I go in. If I go in, you go out. If you let me go through, you'll come in after me. We'll both have fun. I'll scratch you from the inside out.